this morning we are heading to Mammoth Cave National Park, to the visitor center right now, and then we'll see what we can go see. Anything to say?
Nope. Another little kind of hazy day, but hopefully it turns out better. We'll see. That's good. Okay, we just entered the park, so we'll head up this way and see what we find. Okay, we made it here to the visitor center, so we'll go inside and see what we can learn and get as much information as we can. This is a massive cave system out here in Kentucky.
The world's longest cave. Welcome to Mammoth Cave National Park. With over 400 miles of surveyed passages, the Mammoth Cave landscape shelters a long and complex underground labyrinth. The mysteries of this amazing natural laboratory have inspired and sustained human discovery for thousands of years. This cave system is truly one of nature's wonders of the world. You are invited to explore the underground grandeur of Mammoth Cave National Park.
There's a wealth of information here at the visitor center. Sandstone and shale. The cave's roof is formed by sandstone mixed with shale, which formed from black mud beneath the swampy tropical lands around 312 million years ago. Found within the shale layer is the end of the product of decaying plant matter, coal.
Table. The cave water then flows and drops further down to the new water table, where it creates new lower passages. As you go through the cave, imagine the forces of water working on the stone over millions of years.
Cave explorers and surveyors venture into these remote passageways to expand their knowledge of the cave.
Mysterious place. It's a hidden waterway, and when you see that gigantic entrance outside in the woods, the natural curiosity in us all is we want to go see what that's all about. I think that happened generations ago, and I believe that it will continue for many more generations.
American Indians in the Mammoth Cave region.
But cave exploration is not without peril. When Collins was trapped in a cave, his rescue effort made national headlines. The rescue effort was unsuccessful, and Collins ultimately died of exposure. New areas of the cave continued to be explored and documented in the 1920s and 30s. Cave guides Leo and Claude Hunt and Pete and Carl Hansen ventured through a dangerous passage in 1938 to find a place of stunning gypsum and dripstone formations. New discovery was now on the map. Yet, with all these discoveries, only 44 miles were mapped when Mammoth Cave National Park was dedicated in 1941. With the Cave Research Foundation spearheading the effort, more and more of the cave was mapped in the next few decades. In 1960, explorers from the Cave Research Foundation connected Crystal Cave to colossal, salts, and unknown caves to form the new Flint Ridge system, making it vie for the world's longest. On September 9th, 1972, a team of 5 men and 1 woman connected the Flint Ridge system to Mammoth Cave, a dramatic discovery that extended the length to 144 miles, without doubt, the longest in the world. The Cave Research Foundation, joined by the Central Kentucky Karst Coalition, continued surveying and making major discoveries, extending Mammoth Cave's known length to nearly 300 miles by 1983. By 2010, the known length had jumped to 390 miles. Year after year, hidden passageways continued to be uncovered and explored.
Checking the skull.
More knowledge of the cave is gained.
Once you get the experience of being in the cave and finding some of these new places, some people say you get kind of bit by the cave bug, and it becomes more than a hobby, but almost an obsession, something that you just want to keep coming back and see all that you can. Sometimes the smallest passages lead to the biggest discoveries.
With hundreds of miles of caves crisscrossing an area only 7 miles wide and less than 400 feet deep, Mammoth Cave is a relatively shallow cave system. The historic tour route includes the oldest toured section of Mammoth Cave, so it's had the most visitors over the years. Using 3D laser scanning technology, caves can be mapped in great detail, creating perspectives of Mammoth Cave that have never been seen before.
You just get fascinated with the puzzle. And Mammoth is, for me, the biggest and most interesting puzzle because I've been in a lot of caves. They all end eventually. This cave just keeps going and going and going.
New territory waits to be explored and mapped. Mammoth Cave National Park still holds many, many more mysteries.
There's a couple of tight spots on that one. The Mammoth Passage tour, that's at 1 o'clock. It's like a short version of that. It stays on the upper level, so it's an hour and 50.
Okay, we're gonna go for a little walk here.
We're going to take the historical trail.
A historical trail we're taking. And there's lots of school kids today that came on a bus. This is a lodge, a cafe, and a Starbucks. What a good deal for me.
Heritage Trail.
We're taking the Heritage Trail. It's a half a mile. The feet of the woodland Indians, long hunters, and slaves. Old cave guides pass this way, sharing all their common heritage. In the hilly country, the Green and Nolan rivers, and the great underground labyrinth that make the Mammoth Cave National Park unique. Stopped yet. I hope he did. I don't know where he went.
He went to the fence.
Oh. Okay, you can hear the school group clear down there at the original entrance down there for the cave. That was the original entrance down there. Okay, we're coming up to the overlook.
Sunset Point.
Sunset Point. Of course, as cloudy as it is, we probably won't see a sunset, so we won't stay up here till sunset. See, now it's only noon today anyway. Well, you can go to River Six Springs or Echo River Springs, and one's not too far.
Beneath their feet, Watson Trace. Researchers worked 161 feet beneath our feet that we're standing now in 1998. Felt a breeze coming from between some rocks, a hint that a void lay beyond. Moving rocks, they crawled into a passage shown on no map. Their lights found burnt torches, untouched since the last visitors left them over 2,000 years earlier. The researchers left until they could bring an archaeologist with them to record the find. In time, they would name the new passage Watson Trace after archaeologist Pat Joe Watson and geologist Red Watson, whose research here led to much of what we know today about Mammoth Cave's ancient explorers.
Well, we were walking and Brenda goes, "Oh, look." At first I thought it was a nightcrawler worm. No, it was a brown snake, a little baby one about 7-8 inches long. Here's a little snake. A real snake, it ain't a worm. Okay, we'll head down to the old guide's cemetery now.
There's a lot.
Yeah, here we are at the graveyard here.
Right now?
Here's the old guide's cemetery.
The cemetery, known as Old Guy Cemetery, probably began as a slave cemetery. Others buried here were earlier settlers, visitors to Mammoth Cave. They shared this resting place with cave guide Stephen Bishop, who died in 1857, and is the only known Mammoth Cave guide buried here.
I know they got a Starbucks here. And it looks like we're going to the Lantern Cafe. Got a little gift shop here. They got the Green River Grill. More shopping. The Lantern Cafe. Here's the Mammoth Cave stage lines. We're at Mammoth Cave's Bar and Grill for lunch, and we just ordered some fried green tomatoes, and they look good. Well, and after a big lunch, which we had fried green tomatoes, a half pound hamburger, which we split, which was a good thing, and then we got a bourbon pecan pie and split that, and oh my gosh, was that good. So anyway, we're at Echo River Springs Trail. We're going to take a little walk around this. Well, here's a big sycamore tree right here. And for people that are out wandering the woods and don't know the directions, if you see this moss growing on this tree, well, moss grows on the north side of the tree, so the way the moss is facing, that's north. Okay, here's the floodplains.
The flat bottom land around us is a floodplain of the Green River. Floodplains are low-lying lands that get covered in water when rivers flood. These floods deposit silt and mud, building deep soil full of nutrients. These nutrients can make floodplain biology very diverse, yet this floodplain is not as diverse as it might be. Instead of many types of large trees, only sycamores dominate. Instead of hundreds of species of flowers, there are only dozens. Why? The most likely answer is humans. Outside the park, people price floodplains highly for farmland and keep them cleared. Early Native Americans cleared this area with fire, and later European settlers cut timber. Sycamores make poor lumber, however, so settlers did not cut them. They remained to grow and become masters of the floodplain forest. They shaded our rival trees, limiting the amount of river cane and the diversity of flowers in the deep soil below. Well, we drove down Flint Ridge Road. We're going down this. It's 6 miles. And we came across Mammoth Cave Baptist Church, established in 1827. And meeting was on the third Saturday and Sunday. We're going to do the Frozen Niagara tour, and we are meeting at Shelter B here. It's a good little bus ride down here, so we'll fix you when we get there. Well, looks like we're at the end of the road.
get everybody off the bus, and that's where we'll begin. Oh look, it says secret storage.
He got into the cave industry. He ended up being Mammoth Caves, the historic side of it all, their biggest rival. He actually, his first entrance was up the road, not too far. We'll drive by it on our way back out as well. But it would have been a 3/4 mile hike underground, and he blasted this entrance as an exit so that you didn't have to turn around and do it all again. So just behind, like on the inside of this hill here, we're going to see what most of Mammoth Cave does not get to display, and that is dripstone formations. This part of the cave is pretty wet and very beautiful, and so because that was such a difference in what the Mammoth Cave estate had to offer, George has something really special to show here. So why don't we go inside and then we'll talk about everything we're seeing.
So we're going through sandstone now.
Well, it's very cool.
You gotta watch your head.
Not me, but
As we work our way through here, there's not a lot of head clearance. You kind of got to duck.
yeah. They've done an extra.
Yeah.
There are. They usually keep to themselves, but sometimes you'll see them hanging out for sprinkles and they're super creepy. It's probably bigger than you want now. How many of you, is this your very first tour inside Mammoth Cave? So like most of us. Amazing. Alright, this isn't what most of Mammoth Cave looks like. So you get to see a really special part. This room here is called Rainbow Dome. We can keep stepping in. Let's try to get everybody past those stalactites there. Rainbow Dome is named for its beauty, but obviously not so much its colors. We have a lot of formations. Now these formations form by water coming from the top down. So this water is pretty special. When it goes through the atmosphere as rain, it'll pick up some carbon dioxide, and as it seeps through the ground, it picks up a little bit more. That turns the water slightly acidic, what we call carbonic acid. Is anyone familiar with carbonic acid? Yeah? Has anyone had any to drink recently? Like we will around the corner, we call that a pit. But there's just, two different views on a vertical shaft. Now, when you leave itself is only about like 12 feet deep. What?
It's a little tight in here. Okay, Brendan's gonna stay here, and I'm gonna go down these. I'm going down to the bottom of the Niagara Frozen Falls. It's 48 stairs down, and guess what? It's 48 back up. Well, we came down, now we're headed back up. Well, up we go. Okay, I think I've had my exercise for today. Okay, we're leaving Mammoth Cave National Park, and the sign says over here, thank you. And it was a good adventure. We had a great time, learned a lot.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.